How's it going, guys? Welcome to my first ever moveset video. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time coming. I do know exactly what poke I want to talk about as well. It'll probably be in the title and such. But today we're going to talk about the man, the legend himself. You might have seen him around the block in some of my videos, and some other people might have figured out the set and started using it. But I might as well talk about him for a bit. So this is a little hat, no big hats allowed. Mainly because Honchkrow does not get Prankster. If Honchkrow got Prankster, that would be pretty cool. But I think Moxie suits him better. Anyway, back to the little dude at hand. He has the ability Prankster, available via Dream World, and that means he gets priority on his entire set, which is Mean Look and Parasong for the priority Paras trapping, Substitute and Roost to stall out those sets and, maintain your survivability. I made it physically defensive because generally you don't want to be taking special hits. This guy happens to be weak to Bolt Beam, so you might as well invest stuff in hits that he's going to be able to take. Plus, against dragons that are locked in on Outrage or just generally choice users, you can sub-stall them out if you really need to. 248 in HP, because if you have 252 and 31, your max HP is going to be 324 if I'm not mistaken. The footage afterwards shows it. Since then, someone has told me, hey, you should take 4 EVs off, that way you can take rock switch-ins, and I'm like, oh my god, you're right, why didn't I do that? So, the set has now been augmented to 248 HP, 252, bold, dropping the attack, because he doesn't really have any attacking moves in general anyway, plus if you get confused, you'll hurt yourself less. But, 4 in speed, I don't really know why the 4's in speed. It could be 4 spec D, wherever the hell you want to put it. Just make sure those are in HP and defense and you're good to go. But I find that this set works really well with hazard support, mainly because Parasong is going to be forcing a lot of switches if they see what you're up to. I mean, other Murkrows around, they'll be Feather Dancing and Toxic and T-Waving. If this thing got Will-O-Wisp, it would be the perfect triple statuser. People would be using this thing up and down, but it does get access to Thunder Wave, it does get access to Toxic, so you could be using that set. But we're talking about this set, and Parasong forces switches, as I said, so hazards are a good thing to have up. The team I use them on is very good synergetically, and it has Toxic Spikes, so Toxic Stalling could be the name of this guy. But in reality, what you're going to want to be doing is Paras trapping, and I have footage of that coming up in a little bit. I don't really think there's anything else I immediately need to talk about other than the fact that it's taunt bait, and you shouldn't really use it against special threats. I mean, if you know that you can be taking most of the other hits that they have to provide, then so be it. The Eviolite will help, but it is not the wall to end all walls. It does take physical hits pretty well because that's what it's meant to do. I personally wouldn't make it mixed defenses, just make it one or the other and have something else on your team that can handle those. But without, further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into those clips right now. Okay, so I have a couple clips here. This first one is against Sucker for Jessica. I had to dig back through a couple of matches, picture-in-picture, shitty quality before my good internet, so I had to render them pretty bad. But I think I had previously gotten a, here's where I get my Parasong first off, and he doesn't switch out. Because I don't know what he thinks I'm going to do. But I think eventually after this point I'm going to end up, mean looking. That's what it does. You're supposed to come in on physical threats, it being immune to ground and psychic. You can take grass hits pretty well. You can take dark hits, you can take ghost hits. The typing kind of works like Mandibuzz, but with priority and not as much bulk. You just need to be a little more careful with it because it does play differently. You can also play this with Prankster. You can do like Feather Dance, you can do Thunder Wave, you can get Toxic dual status for crying out loud. I'm just going to be showing off the Paras trapping set. But right there, I switch out because Parasong is done. Rotom Heat is an excellent partner to it because Murkrow does happen to be weak to Bolt Beam. I do have something else for the rock weakness in the form of, who is it? Virizion on this team. But in terms of Bolt Beam, that's how it handles it. So we got another clip here against Weil. I think I ended up roosting on the switch as he went out to Rotom. I'm going to go ahead and sub. It's excellent for scouting purposes in case they're choiced. And you can see what they lock themselves in on and go appropriately. I had also set up Toxic Spikes, as I previously mentioned. This thing works great with Toxic Spike support or hazard support in general because no one wants to stay in and on a Parasong. Anyway, he went for the priority right there just to see if he was faster. It turns out I'm faster than an Azumarill, so that works. Anyway, Rotom comes in, gonna go for the priority again. I could have roosted right there, but I just decided to end up subbing just in case, I ended up roosting and he predicted that and went for the Hydro Pump or whatever. But speaking of Ferrothorns, Weil switched to one, but I'm going to go to Sucker for Jessica's for now, just as a good example. So, I'm going to set up a sub knowing that Ferrothorn won't really touch me. This thing, like, shits all over Ferrothorn. You have no idea. But, I'm going to go for the Roost there. Unfortunately, not Rotom. What am I talking about? Murkrow doesn't have access to Will-O-Wisp, otherwise it'd be a great triple statuser. But now that he's here, I'm just going to go ahead and trap him. He can't really do much with Gyro Ball or Power Whip. Gyro Ball because I'm being slow, that's probably his better option. And Power Whip because I resist it, assuming I don't go for the Roost. But I do go for the Roost there. As you can see, I'm taking the Gyro Balls with relative ease. He's not the wall to end all walls. But now that I have the Mean Look and the Perish Song in place, I'm just able to stall this thing out of PP, you know, barring any crits, anything like that. That's how the game generally tends to work. So, got some more Roost in. I am a Rooster stalling in some cases. Anyway, I think he's going to set up some more layers of spikes. And on this last turn, I just switch out once again to Rotom, because I can either quad resist the Gyro Ball or take the Power Whip. So a defensive partner in the form of Rotom, you know, has been working out really well. That's why I really enjoy that team. Provided with the right partners, it does really good. And it's probably not the best that team can be, but with Rotom, H, and then with Mamoswine and all that stuff, it works out. And here we're going to clip back to the match against Weil. As you can see, Toxic Stalling is going to work out pretty well against his Azumarill. Me, you know, being able to get up the subs before he hits me. And I don't know how well I'm going to take a Choice Banded Waterfall, but if I start getting low on HP, I can start doing that as well. Plus, you know, as I mentioned, against Choice users, it's good to scout. I didn't know how well my Tentacruel wanted to take it either, but it's great against Choice users. Anyway, I think that's the end of the clips. That's all I really have for this moveset video. Those of you that have not seen this Murkrow in action, I do have some older matches with it. That's just showcasing some of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Credit to the artwork goes to someone by the name of Distant on my Skype. I told him I was going to be using it eventually, so there you go. I might make more moveset videos in the future. I'm probably going to have to contact him or other people about more artworks, but these are kind of fun. I don't mind showing clips of stuff I've done, like, I don't know, yeah. Anyways, I'm awkward with these moveset video endings, so that'll do it for today, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.